Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, on to the stream. We're here, twitch.tv/BestieInSlot. I'm Squid, joined now by Fem Bison. Welcome to the stage. We're here with Omega Strike number 001, run by Amplify, amped up tournaments. If you want to get nitpicky, Fem, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm going to be playing in this tournament, so a bit of a hectic situation for me, but it's going to be pretty interesting. Also looking at like the teams for this bracket, there's a couple of a couple is a bit of an understatement. Some of the teams in this bracket are pretty stacked, like Kitten Hunters, Finige, Powerhouse Defenders, of course. Like there are some serious contenders. Also the PP Legends. How can I forget them, right? But I think we'll have some interesting matches today. I think I'll just be here for round one though, so I'll be saying bye shortly. But we'll be getting to our first match soon with Finige against the Muppets.
Yeah, Finige, I think probably the team that people are looking out for the most. Obviously, make mention of Kitten Hunters as well, kind of Liari Gumi and Elo Heaven up on that side. But we do have 4 rounds of Swiss going to lead into a double elimination bracket just a little bit later, and we're going to be trying to track the action as we go along here. It's going to be best of ones all throughout up until we get to, I believe the winner's final is a best of 3, lower final, best of 3, and then grands will be best of 5 with game advantage to the team that placed higher, or excuse me, went through the winner's side of the bracket, I suppose you could say.
Yeah, the winner's
one on the way now.
Yeah. And it looks like we're loading into the match now. The Muppets looking to all ban Era. Maybe that's a targeted ban at Lumos. Pretty interesting strategy choice. Gonna see their Ivy pick get banned out though. Chicken Chi. Unfortunately, I think they're unable to play their one trick if I'm not mistaken. Seeing from what I've seen them in like the rank ladder and whatnot, so it might be an interesting match for the Muppets, fighting a bit of an uphill battle here, especially already when they're like playing into probably the top or second best seed for this tournament.
Yeah, I would care to say, especially playing into Soren as well. Not being able to play your main, it feels like it's going to be a little bit of a task. As from my recollection, of course, Soren to me is kind of gained a little bit of mythical status as a goaltender. For my ability to view Soren, I don't think I've ever seen them play poorly in the net, so we'll see how things go here. I, of course, am assuming that it will be Soren in the net on the Kai draft here. Daftgrass on Rasmus as well, which I hold in very, very high regard. Yeah. Rasmus' potential is absolutely monumental at the top level of play. Did receive a little bit of a nerf in the last patch. We'll see how things go. We're underway here, game number 1 on a 10 city, and players getting their mileage out of the colony mode very quickly. That's a nice KO, though, off the top. Paradise opens up the scoring sheet.
I mean, look, I think the call-in emote is going to define the meta at the top level of play shortly. I mean, we're going to see Gumi play today, and we really might get some, real call-inning going on out here. But looks like the Muppets have the early lead, and they're pressuring, they're pressuring very well. Soren missing a save there, just a bit unfortunate. I mean, unexpected for Finige to be the first team getting scored on that quickly, too. The Muppets definitely putting up a better fight than I personally expected.
Yeah, I was singing all the praises to Soren not so long ago, and of course they had a bit of a blunder there. I do believe they actually had the strike. There wasn't a down threat as far as I saw. I think it was just a simple blunder there. But people make mistakes, so I guess that's going to be a little bit no different. That was an interesting bounce off the bottom side there. I thought I was going to come directly back out, but you can see it fooled Tricky as well as myself. They're going to try to make a push forward here as well. The gravity well from Finny. What a save with the energy burst. Paradise off the top side. They can't convert that into a shield barrier the other way. But a quality defensive play, no matter.
Absolutely. I mean, Finny gravity well so strong at the goal line. It's so hard to clear out of. So incredible save from Tricky there, using that burst to make sure they don't get scored on. But it's going to be a lot of pressure from Daftgrass and Lumos right here. Sorry, the game just froze on my end for a second. Astral Expanse goes out, but Soren gonna quickly find a KO with that special, with that Giga Blast, and Daftgrass just pendulum swings it right in over Chicken Chi and Tricky. 1-1 up on the scoreboard right now. Team's looking even.
We've seen a pretty standard combo upfield. Lumos and Daftgrass doing a fairly good job with their spacing, one sticking onto the top side, one sticking onto the bottom side. It's not generally something that you would expect to see if teams play explicitly. Nice Cosmic Expanse there to keep that one away. Daftgrass can't get it with the Energy Burst either, so Tricky definitely putting up their best effort on the defensive side. They get that one away too. They're trying to find a little bit more though. Lumos is still pressuring this one. Goes in with the misdirection as well for a little bit of a stun on the enemy goalie. Daftgrass pendulum swing is there for the stun, and finally they'll pick it up. But still, it's been a valiant effort on the backside here from Tricky overall, as the Atlas did get a little bit of a buff in the last patch. But they just can't seem to keep the opposition away. Like I was saying, Daftgrass and Lumos as the forwards here, applying so much consistent pressure.
I mean, absolutely. These are two of the top players in the world we're talking about, so it's like no surprise, right? However, it is a surprise how well the Muppets are holding it down, especially Tricky. I mean, playing some incredible defense right now, as you said with the Atlas. Surprised they have not been scored on yet, but I mean, props to them. Lumos there looking for a bit of a weird mix-up with dribbling with the projectile, but that gravity well looks like it's gonna get it. Not quite. Great clear, and unfortunately, Daftcraft still right there, just find the angle, tap it in off the top corner, 2-1. But the Muppets are putting up a good fight.
Mini gravity well, man. It's so tricky to try to defend against. Tricky has been doing it. I mean, you saw Chicken Chi getting involved with it just that last time as well. But you can see like how much pressure it puts on the opposition because you don't have to recast it, but you can, but you don't have to. And then that's kind of the mind game that you have to play when you're up against the Finny, especially a quality Finny forward. Obviously, still trying to find her way in the meta. She is brand new. But, oh, that's a nice little angle there. Chicken Chi finds a shield there on the other side. Daftgrass very low on stagger here. This could prove as an interesting mix-up. We'll see how things pan out. The double take has certainly been adding a little bit of damage onto the board as well. You can see Chicken Chi forced to back off there.
Paradise seemingly uninterested in positioning to kill Daftgrass. Daftgrass gets a couple of orbs. He's back to full health. The Cosmic Expanse from Tricky, though, good read on the future of that interaction, gets the clear. But Paradise, sorry, not Paradise, Chicken Chi is going to go down to Lumos. Backwards Finny primary. I mean, that thing does good damage, good knockback, and the flip is going to go out, and he's also going to score. Great stuff from Lumos there. Casually just popping off.
Capitalization on the KO as well. You know, something you got to have if you're playing at the top level, and we see it there with no real issues. Soren's going to pick up the MVP for this round. I won't say I'm incredibly surprised, but it did feel like it was a rather offensively focused round there for Finnish. But they will have the specialized training on Kai, which will certainly be nice for the Monumentalist on Atlas, though. Could give a lot more defensive potential for Tricky, obviously, with the Cosmic Expanse.
I do want to mention, actually, the Monumentalist pick from Atlas. Maybe this wasn't a conscious decision, but letting Finnish get Monumentalist is kind of a big problem. That much more space to have to clear out of the gravity well. Definitely an issue, but Finny also getting extra special, which is honestly probably better. It's going to be definitely very rough for the Muppets from here on. I mean, you saw what the gravity well was doing for Lumos at the first set. It's just going to be worse now.
Yeah, but that's a very good use of the Cosmic Expanse, though. You know, Tricky being able to stuff that gravity well. It might be coming up a little bit more frequently, which is definitely not great, but, you know, having a bigger area of effect could cause a lot of problems in terms of the KO game. You know, we've already seen the Muppets starting to lose out on that here and again, but, you know, with Finny being able to go with the double take and the gravity well simultaneously, it's going to pull a lot of energy from your side, or it's going to cause a lot of KOs. So never a good thing. But, yeah, still the advantage to Finnish, I think, no matter what way you slice it. It's a nice core flip there from Soren to get that one away. Have to do a little bit more work. Strike shot comes in. Lumos actually taking quite a bit of damage there, but they go back in on Chicken Chi. Again, the misdirection with the rebound is plenty of damage, and they'll be able to turn that one into a KO now. 3v2.
Soren scuffs his Giga Blast a little bit, unable to help his forwards capitalize there and loses the barrier. But it's looking okay for Finich still, and just like that, Daftgrass finds the pocket right between Paradise and Tricky. I mean, a little bit evil for scoring right there, and the call-in emotes go out, of course. Daftgrass has been on top of the emote game this match, I think. I mean, watch Daftgrass real quick, right?
Yeah, it doesn't show up on the stat sheet, but I really think that that's the most important part of the game. You know, we need emotes. Emotes like cast spammed? I don't know. What would you even say? Emotes used, I guess, as a stat? That would actually be an interesting one. Maybe they should go like April Fools or something. You know, you get XP for using emotes. I don't know.
I think that would be an amazing April Fool's update. And Lumos throwing out the XCD. We got both of the BestieInSlot emotes going out, while Soren is a bit on the back foot here, manages to find the clear. Barrages it through Daftgrass hook, but I don't think it's going to matter. Lumos looking for a pass, gets the gravity well out. And Daftgrass gets the flip just in time. Tricky almost gets the expanse, but it's not quite enough. Bounces off the top corner into his own goal. 2-0 up for Finij on the set.
Timing just wasn't quite there for Tricky. I do like it, though. Honestly, that gravity well into the core flip. Might have been trying to bait out some abilities. Tricky did not quite fall for it. That may have been for a lack of reaction. They do pick up the KO, though. Lumos, the only one now left up on the side of Finij in terms of forwards. Misdirection does not land. Pendulum Swing goes out on Soren. Chicken Chi can't put that shield barrier away. They will have core flip available, but still, Soren gets it out. Only pixels away from contact with their only line of defense here on a 10 city, and they'll pick up on the other side. Daftgrass trying to go in alone. Lumos will get involved a little bit. Energy burst is there. There's no angle onto the opposing shield barrier, and it will continue. The barrage comes in clutch into the gravity well, into the whiplash. That's a true combo, that. Daftgrass picks up the last of the set.
I mean, what do you even do in that situation if you're Tricky, right? You're not in range to clear with your abilities, and like clearing from Gravity Well is already like very hard for 90% of the cast. So I think that was just a bit unfortunate there for Tricky. But Fanij, true to their namesake, making excellent use of the characters, showing what is possible. And Daftgrass going to get stacks on stacks. I mean, absolutely massive. That's one of the best in slot. Rasmus training is going to give him that much more map presence when he already has so much with Hook, right? But just that extra speed going to allow him to get so much more play on the core there. Orb Dancer for Soren, also a huge deal. But Paradise has 3 sparks. This could be interesting. This could be a bit of a momentum slinger. And Agility's up there with them, so that move speed is going to be hugely valuable right now.
Look at that. Paradise is just all over the map instantaneously here as we get started with set number 3. Could very well be the last one. Chicken Chi and Daftgrass having a little bit of an argument for one of the orbs down south there. But I don't know. There's a lot of question marks here. Paradise goes in with a classic Juliet combo, brings down the barrier. I feel like I kind of want to see them get a little bit more involved in the brawl, but at the same time, Juliet is so good at stuffing opposing defenses. So we'll see if they can put 2 and 2 together here and capitalize on the awakening advantage that it seems like Paradise now has. They also have the Vicious Fan Braces, you know, getting a little bit of that lifesteal. So maybe even going up against the potential counter, I would say, of, you know, Finny's double take, you know, with the damage buff that it provides from all sources of damage, I might add, which is kind of ridiculous. But that Gravity Well has just been so oppressive on the attacking end. We'll see if it will be a goal here for the side of Finnies. They can't quite make it happen. One energy burst on the defensive side, another one on the offensive side. Now it's only Paradise and Chicken Chi. They've lost their Atlas, and what a capitalization. Daftgrass immediately with a Death Touch read into goal number 1.
Absolutely incredible stuff from Fanij there, showing up at the end. Soren with the Giga Blast pass off the bottom corner to Daftgrass. Absolutely disgusting stuff. However, Paradise, I think, is making use of those awakenings definitely better than they were before. And you mentioned something about them wanting to get into this brawl, but Julie has a bit of a rough time on Auckland City as she you know, she's trying to chase targets on such an open map. It's definitely going to be a bit more difficult than usual, though. With the Spark of Agility, 3 spark stacks, she's going to have the speed to do a little bit more of that. And she's looking for it right now. The punches go out on Daftgrass. She's looking for the damage. Can't quite find it. Paradise finds the pass to Chicken Chi, though, and the offense is being pushed forward. But Lumos midfielding just too strong, and he holds it back. And Soren holding the line decently well. Giga Blast goes out, finds the clear. Daftgrass putting the pressure on Lumos, also waiting. Finds the corner of the barrier, and the flip is going to go out from him. But Chicken Chi manages to steal it. Soren with the barrage finds the clear, looking to just score this one and just put this game to sleep. But the Muppets are not having it.
Huge cosmic expanse. Monumental is coming in absolutely clutch there. You see, it was, I believe it was Soren who was forced to use the core flip not so long ago. It was a Death Touch that came out as well from Daftgrass. Put it on cooldown. We'll probably have it back here in just a moment, but we're still in OT. We talk about the spark scaling, and I've got to be honest, you know, you got to make it here to set 4. That's their only focus right about now, is just continue on forward. They do have a striker advantage in this particular situation. Only a couple of more seconds of that advantage. At that, the Giga Blast comes out. Gravity Well isn't enough to stop the opposing momentum down to the bottom corner. Pendulum swing almost takes Chicken Chi out of the equation. Death Touch as well, and the Celestial Intervention is popped to try and make sure that they have all of their strikers on the field, and surely they need them. Core Flip is available on the back end here for Tricky, but can they continue to hold on to this defense?
Looks like they will. There's a bit of a midfield box going on right now, but Soren's going to find the KO with the Giga Blast, and now Fanij has the advantage to put this up 2-0 in set 3. And also almost put it away. Paradise looking to get a bit of a self-pass play, but not enough mix-up from there. Oh, and Daftgrass flip scores on Tricky. Not quite enough. The Astral Projection can't make it to stuff the core back. 2-0 up for Fanij, and it is match point as well.
It's ironic you say that. I think Tricky actually had the perfect read with the Astral Projection. I think it was actually the hitbox of the Astral Projection was just past the core by the time the flip was actually popped, which is unfortunate. So that core, completely intangible up until that point. Soren is still going to continue to play a phenomenal defense here. Worth saying, you know, again, in set 1, they picked up the MVP. It really felt like it was an offensive-oriented game for Fanij, and with good reason. I mean, Lumos and Daftgrass has been, they've both been just lethal upfield in terms of KOs, as well as, you know, just pressure in general. You know, being able to hold on to that midfield line. Talk about that grab well from Finny. It has been relatively crucial, and there you go. Beautiful angle onto the bottom side, takes the shield barrier down, and now Soren's going all in with the core flip, and they'll stuff it through. Clean 3-0 in set 3, and a 3-0 to put away the one game that they have in round 1 of Swiss. Beautiful performances overall.
Absolutely. I mean, I do want to note Tricky here playing incredibly well for the situation they were put in. I mean, that is a rough place to be. It is hard to ask your forwards to gap, if you will, Daftgrass and Lumos. So Tricky holding it down. I mean, look at the stats page: 82 saves, 137 redirects. They were playing out of their mind on the defense there. Great stuff from the Muppets. Great showing, and of course, great showing from our number 1 or 2 seed, Finij. Incredible game. And we'll be getting into round 2 shortly, but I think I will have to sign out now, actually. Or maybe I have a little time. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you might have some. How you?
No, actually, that was the last match. That was the last match of round 1. Yeah. So I will be signing out rather expeditiously. Good to see you all. Bye bye.
Yeah. Well, I mean, thanks for coming in. I won't hold you much longer, but it was nice to have you up in here in the booth, and I guess good luck in your games.
Of course, thank you so much.
So I suppose that leaves us here alone. We'll be seeing if we can get into round 2 here before too long. Obviously, we will have the bracket stage coming up a little bit later, but it has been a unique casting situation here. But I think we're gonna go ahead and throw it on over, if it's all right with my producer, obviously, who's kind of here alone, sitting with me. Shouts to Saya on the back end for helping out. But I think we'll take a short break here while we get that round 2 match set up, just making sure everything is good to go, and I will at least fall silent for now to let the replays run out. Welcome back, everybody. We're here once again. It's Omega Strike #1, hosted by Amped Up Tournaments. Once again, I'm Squid, this time joined by the one and only K-Bot. Welcome on into the booth. Had an interesting round 1 matchup there for the Swiss stage. We're on to round 2 now. So how you feeling coming into this one? You know, it's a bit impromptu, have you in the booth here, but I won't say I'm not happy.
Yeah, I am just as surprised to be here. I was having an incredibly lazy day and then saw a ping and it was like, oh, well, maybe I should go get a shower before stepping on broadcast. So the fact that Fembison was able to step on for one earlier there actually was quite nice. Gave me a little bit extra time to like have a snack real quick before coming on. But excited to watch more Omega Strikers today nonetheless. Nice little tournament we've got going on. I know word was spreading about this tournament like within the past few days. I don't know how long it's been scheduled or anything, but we got a decent showing. So it'll be a lot of fun to watch this and who all is able to come out on top of our Swiss stage to start things off.
Yes, and of course, naturally, 4-round Swiss leading into top 4 into a double elimination bracket, as we said before the break. So it'll be an interesting time. But moving on to what we have here in round 2 of Swiss, it's going to be Oshi no core flip versus OTP. And as we were kind of discussing in the background a little bit before we went into the match here, a little bit of history behind these two teams. OTP, I mean, they've been around the scene for quite a bit now, I would care to say. And we do have the game loading up now. So I'm curious, K-Bot, I mean, they're coming into this one as my personal favorite. We're on to Demon Days, and we're going to be on board with OTP for this go-around with Barbed in the net. No surprises there, but what are you thinking about this one? Do you want to see them go forward and kind of like redeem themselves, so to speak, for NASL, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool to see them come on with a decently strong performance here. Of course, their competitors in this round 2 is Oshi no core flip, one of these teams that made it to the top 16 phase of the OSPL, right? The tournament that happened over the past few weeks. So their opponents here in round 2 are certainly looking to take one against them. But as I was saying, we've got a surprising number of stacked teams here in our Swiss stage, and with only a few teams getting the go-ahead into the double elimination phase 2, it's going to mean that every single match is going to count, and it might even come down to every single set counting as well. So if OTP wants to put on a decent showing here, they're certainly going to have to take on this one. We see the drafts now on our screen. Seeing the X come back online with that additional buff he received in the last patch. Will be interesting to see what Katsuna can do.
Yeah, absolutely. A little bit more mobility, having that Bull Rush off will cool down 1 second faster. I'm sure the X-Mains will be happy about that, and everybody else will be severely, severely disappointed. We do see peak performance coming in alongside Glass Cannon, and it looks like it's going to be, I think, the goalies opting for the Glass Cannon. That does kind of check out to a reasonable degree. So, no surprises there. Like I said, we're on board with OTP this time around. They've just lost a shield barrier immediately. We did see a Juliet and Rasmus ban as well, so it feels like there might be a bit of a brawler focus, but oh my goodness, that one went in a heck of a lot faster than I thought. Mirameg takes goal number 1.
Able to run through and run on forward with that. And look, you know, on Demon Days here, if you can start keeping up that momentum and keeping up that pressure, you saw Merchant go all the way forward there on the Vice as well. And it's going to be very easy to do that, given by the fact that the goalies often want to stand circling around these barriers that are very large. It's real easy for these goalies to start getting involved in the front lines, but now looks like actually the goal barrier are going to follow the opposite direction, and now it's OTP's turn to strike. They're looking for the pass here down to Katsuna, who now goes into the X Maximus, trying to look for KO or at least a little bit of extra damage, but cannot find the strike to the net. But there it is, just as the buff comes back offline, able to find the goal to equalize things here in the first set.
Yeah, a bit of commentator's curse there as well, but I mean, it looked like things were just going to die down there for a second, and suddenly, hey, look, just a 1-2 strike war, and Katsuna is able to put goal number 1 on the board. Nice little energy burst there. Keeps that one away. Katsuna getting in the way as well. Hungry Boy actually completely staggered now as Aimee. And actually, I didn't even talk about that, but we do have a bit of a mirror matchup here. Of course, Vice and Net on either side, and an Aimee forward there. That Firewall Sentry almost stuffs that core flip to perfection. Katsuna will pick it up with that Bull Rush again. Just barely up a little bit more frequently after that last buff. X Maximus doing a number against Asher there alongside the Supernova. We'll give them an advantage back the other way. They've got 1 shield barrier, now 2, and the core flip was just enough. The slow play, Hungry Boy actually combos that one into the bottom side.
the less predictable you can make your core flip plays, the better they will be on the whole. And so opting to wait just long enough to make sure that you're not getting that empowered strike and actually make that the pass forward to Hungry Boy wins the strike war there in the net, because Merchant was back there not expecting that kind of a pass to come through, and that's eventually what makes this goal go in. But you mentioned it a little bit in that last round. The fact that this is a mirror matchup, there are so many similar characters, in my mind means that this first set is going to make one heck of a difference, especially because we don't have these infinite trainings anymore, right? There's no insurance policy or guarantee, depending on how the luck of the draw goes, is a core flip's going to be able to save this one away from the net. Still power play opportunity, though. Merrimack forward, but is looking staggered, but still going to be able to get in there and find the net nonetheless. We're heading to a goal 5. As I was saying, neither team wants to forfeit positions on this first carousel.
I do wonder, you know, Barb did have flip available. I wonder if it was like a cost-benefit evaluation there, because they didn't really have any momentum in that last volley, if you will. But now they do pop it very early on here, so it looks like even if they did try to keep it for this one, it's not made a world of difference. They've already conceded 1 shield barrier. It looks like it's going to be 2 there, and indeed it will. Miramac and Kashikoma both looking to move forward with this when they have 1 flip available on those forwards. There it comes, the 1-2 to the bottom side. There was no angle onto the net, though, so they're going to have to come at it again.
Looking at this one, and there it is, able to punch it back. Is Miramac in position, gets it right around Barbed Pilot. One of those things, the goalie, you got to pick which side to cover, and that time around didn't pick quite the right one, wasn't able to get down there in position. And now, as we head into this first carousel, it is OTP that retains the second and third picks here. So hopefully they'll be feeling pretty decent about themselves, but we'll see what ends up getting picked up first. It's the heavy impact that'll come through here for Merchant on that goal line.
Certainly going to impact the opposing X as well. They're going to opt for Chrono Boost. Can't really argue with that selection, though. Monumentalist feels like it's going to be on the table, and there will be for IME as well as Missile Prop. Really no surprises about this one. The Reverberation coming in through Asher. Peak Performance alongside Reverberation is going to provide just a little bit of extra mobility that she sorely needs. So not a whole lot of surprises here. I feel like Kashikoma perhaps might be the one to watch out for with that Firewall Sentry. Absolutely gigantic now. With that last carousel. They've already got 2 shield barriers down. As a result, they're doing a little bit poorly on the stagger bars, but I don't think it's going to perturb them too much. They'd rather have the strict advantage that they now find themselves with.
I'll be looking forward for the pass. Merchant uses that power core, tries to sneak one up there, but Kashikoma is there to put it away nonetheless. Quick goal there, quick turnaround as all 3 members, once again from Oceano Core Flip, getting involved and sending that goal back, starting to make possible connections, make those kind of passing plays that are that much more difficult to do.
Talking about looking forward in the event a little bit, it feels like this could easily be a bracket stage matchup right about now. OTP still struggling to find a little bit of tempo here. They will find 1 shield barrier on the other end. It's now tied in this volume. Actually, Emergent's having a bit of a rough go of it. Katsuna on the hunt, pops that bell ringer. There's the glitch pop from downtown. Hungry Boy picks up the KO. Almost 2 now. Supernova going to stuff that opportunity to flip that one clear immediately. They'll pick the second shield barrier. Bell ringer's not there, but it just goes on. And Barb actually taking credit for the goal. I might have to watch that one back.
Kashikoma there especially trying to do everything in their power to get that core out of there. But at the end of the day, what do you do when there's 1 member down on your team and you've got another 2 members that are awful staggered? Now momentum once again goes the exact other direction as the turret comes in to pair up with Miramac for the goal there as well. Very limited clearing angles there, and as long as they can keep maintaining that kind of pressure on this goal, we'll see more cores find the net. And now all of a sudden it's another set point here for Oceano Core Flip.
Comes a little bit back to the Monumentalist draft I was talking about earlier. You know, if you have that regular size Firewall Sentry, you know, there's short odds that you might be able to get it out the top side on that last play. But not with the massive size that it now has, and Miramac was able to stuff it down on the bottom. They're looking to just put this one away fairly quickly. They've got both shield barriers now, and Merchant actually under that one a little bit. Now it's 2 down on the other side. This could easily be a twist of fate. Firewall Sentry comes out a little bit early. Oh, the Supernova's not in time! And after the barrier beam, they've got 3 for set number 2.
Got a feel for that one. I mean, you released the button a half second earlier, and that one's out of the net, right? That's a little bit unfortunate there if you're Barb Pilot, but nonetheless, you won't be able to get that one back. And so now we'll be heading on over to another Awakenings draft here, where once again, it is Kashikama that's able to take the extra special now. We were talking about this turret and how potentially devastating it can be. Now it's got extra special to come out even more often.
Bulk up to 9 as well from the opposing Astra. I can't really argue with that one. I mean, Miramek has just been huge. In terms of stagger, they've got reverberation, they've got peak performance already, stacks on stacks. Here for Hungry Boy can help a little bit, but it's a whole lot going on here. Cast to Last going to provide a little bit of extra stun. You can see it there on the left side of your screen only a moment ago. Bard Pilot just standing in place. They got hit by that Thunderstruck, and they are just, well, they're stunned forever. I mean, even there's like a 1 second stun in Omega Strikers feels like an eternity, especially if you are the one responsible for defending the net. That Supernova dive is going to pull some energy out of the opposition. Merchant won't get anything for it. They will lose a shield barrier, make it 2 now. Bellringer comes in from Katsuna, who is starting to fall just a little bit behind, I would say, in terms of scaling on that X. But they're still making themselves known. The blink in from Bard Pilot after the Thunderstruck. That's a beautiful one, too.
Yeah, that's exactly what the Vice goalie wants to do, right? It wants to dive in there with that Thunderstruck, get involved on the offensive, and the aerials as well pick up in the first carousel, going to help in doing that with a little bit of extra blink range on that Thunderstruck as well. And of course, with the eject button, able to hop right on back and defend that goal barrier themselves. So fantastic for Bard Pilot, good awareness and good timing as well for the offensive to make sure that he's got that cooldown unlocked.
Supernova picking up the second shield barrier immediately. So it looks like it might be a quality resurgence here for OTP. They will sack both of theirs on the back, and Bard Pilot with the blink and will have to retreat. Only a moment later, it looked like they had quite a bit of momentum, and you know, after that first goal in this set, it does feel like they have the upper hand. Core flip towards the top side from Mirameg towards Kashikoma, but there was really no opportunity for them to get that one through. Ooh, the Firewall Sentry almost picks up Hungry Boy, and it will be escorted off the bottom now. That's one IME down. Will the goal come through, though? Not quite. Clearance made. Katsuna responsible. Up on the defense, and now it will be back to a 3v3. Hungry Boy back.
Yeah, the X helping as best he can there. Just trying to clear that core away, because the second that it gets into the hands of someone with a core flip, the goal goes in. Merchant there that time around, able to blink forward, has the energy burst, and sends it to the top corner exactly where Bard Pilot wasn't, and for that matter, where no one else was. The other thing that OTP did on that defense was that so many of them were back in the goal to cover different angles for potential shots into the net. But of course, at the very end of the day, one member was just coming back in off the respawn, and Bard Pilot had to pick a side. Didn't pick the right one. Now, 1-1 here once again, and OTP looking for another barrier. They will take it. Now going forward, looking for one here. Katsuna uses the energy burst just to try to knock some folks away. But now we'll be looking for this one. Merchant, nice Supernova. It actually hits the barrier on the other side of the pitch. And Kashikoma blink forward with a cyber swipe, looking for this one. And actually Katsuna low as well. Core flip out, top corner, able to get sent back the other way. And Katsuna still collecting it to keep it away. But there's the arc beam coming out of Mirimeg. Sends the X off of the map. Power play opportunity, but Hungry Boy is there to send the shot to the top corner. 2-1 in favor of OTP here for the third set.
That's just a situation where Hungry Boy was able to take advantage of an opportunity that just presented itself. You know, Mirameg was going to play that one a little bit slow. Merchant was in the middle of the net, and they didn't appear to have anything immediately prepared. I think the power core was off of cooldown, but they simply didn't expect for Mirameg to let that one go. So maybe a simple miscommunication, maybe it was just a simple case of Hungry Boy just trying to take the opportunity and push forward with the tempo that they had. But either way, it's goal number 2. We don't really care about the circumstances. The fact of the matter is it went in. So now, on set point here is OTP. They really need this one. They've got Kashikoma down to 0 stagger. Mirameg might follow suit shortly here. They're forced to pop a core flip. Supernova on the back end for Merchant as well. They're desperate to get this one away, but they simply can't do it. Katsuna with the bull rush down to the bottom side. Great vision. Core flip now trying to get this one through as best they can. 2 players staggered on the back end here for Oshi. No core flip. Can they get it away? Can they alleviate this pressure? Can they push this set farther?
Like they might be able to now with Katsuna getting a nice KO. Now looking forward and is able to win the strike war there to punch it back. All 3 members getting involved on that goal, but it all came down to that little strike war that Katsuna was able to win. And you mentioned it here. Now OTP picks up a set. Might be looking at this carousel pretty nicely. And I will say not a lot online for the X, of course, does probably want the tempo swing on the whole here. No, actually, he'll pick up the specialized training instead. All right, makes sense. Able to take a little bit of extra damage there, and we've seen that X-Maxis get used quite a bit. Now, hopefully, we'll be able to pump out a little bit of extra damage and maybe another KO or two to convert to a goal.
Yeah, I'm seeing a whole lot here that's specifically great on offer. Egoist and Catalyst also being taken. That specialized training, though, I can't kind of see that, especially to keep it away from the opposing Vice. I mean, Merchant has been making an impact with the Supernova, and certainly for it to do a little bit of extra damage would be, how do you say, not very good. Oh my goodness, though. Immediately off the top. Well, there's one IME out of the equation. Merchant is going to have to pop some energy to stay away from danger on that one, but they're not looking so hot. Thunderstruck comes in, they're staggered. The Bull Rush comes in, they're still in play, but they can't do anything to defend the shield barrier. They'll be taken off the top now with the power cord, and that's going to leave it wide open. OTP, relentless here on the first volley.
The damage has come online, and that means that you're going to see stagger bars on Ocean Core Flip get rather low rather quickly. We saw that earlier on with Kashikoma going down to the Bell Ringer off the top of the X Maximus here. That empowered Bell Ringer right out of that special for Kitsuna. Something else to watch out for when it's online, but looks like maybe back the other way, trying to send this one as Ocean Core Flip. They'll be looking for it now as Kitsuna uses that X Maximus, bullying Mirimeg away. Now we'll get completely staggered. Bull Rush down. No, can't find the KO for now. And is now probably basically out of cooldown. Supernova out here isn't going to find the core and keep things forward. And now one KO is able to come through, but they'll lose the barrier in the process. Bull Rush up to the top side. Kitsuna still looking to get it past Kashikoma, but a nice turret keeps up the pressure here as well. Glitch Pop to set it back the other direction as well as the power cord. They still can't find the goal with only 2 members up. Now Mirimeg has respawned. It'll be looking for the core to the bottom corner. Merchant, though, nice clear out of the Supernova, able to send it back. Can't quite find this one. There it is. Comes on through. Mirimeg gets the goal nonetheless, and a KO will be the result of it. Seems like it's a lot more of these power play goals that are going in right now.
Well, and truly, Merchant, a beautiful read as well. Absolutely magnificent stuff with the vision, getting that power cord in towards Mirimeg, but my God, that was a bit of a catastrophe of a volley that last round. It was just chaos all over the place. So we'll see how things pan out this time around. Thunderstruck almost actually stops the core right before it contacts the shield barrier, but they'll still get it. Bell Ring on the back end. And again, it's a striker advantage for OTP. Firewall Sentry will combo that core straight into the opposing shield barrier. They're going to have to convert on this one. Again, match point against in terms of sets. But Merchant still doing their due diligence. Almost a blink in there. Kitsuna can't put it away either. And Hungry Boy loses the strike war against their clone in Kashikoma. So now they're going to have to battle from a neutral stance.
Still looking for this one as Kitsuna once again looks for a KO onto Mirimeg. Tries to relieve the pressure on the goal line, but in the meanwhile, can't be forward to put that one away. Now Thunderstruck comes in. Core Flip will be denied. Bar Pilot tries to go in and do the same, but can't find it for now. There's the Bull Rush backwards. Gets cleared away by Bar Pilot nonetheless, but even still, Mirimeg gets around, now just being pesky in the corner here. Core Flip out of Kitsuna will be able to put it away as the Thunderstruck knocked Merchant back, and OTP is looking to send us to a 5th set.
You can see Mirimeg as well didn't have the opportunity to start moving in there. Their stagger was simply too low, and it gave Kitsuna that space on the top side to start approaching the core a little bit more than perhaps you would normally see. Normally they wouldn't want to be losing out on that strike war. It's too risky. We do see one shield barrier go down, make that 2 now, as Bar Pilot's having a really difficult time. That pass splitter did a lot of work there for Mirimeg. It's both shield barriers down on both sides. Now 1 goal away, but they're going to continue to fight Will Oshino Core Flip with that barrier beam, throwing it right on through.
Again, a reminder, folks, this is a Swiss stage of something like 16 or 18 teams where only top 4 are going to advance. So you really don't want to be one of these teams that has one loss, leaving things up to chance in some effect, especially with 2 more rounds to play. Both these teams really wants to take this match here and see if they can do it as we head on to this 5th point. Reminder, Oshino Core Flip with this next goal would actually find the match win. OTP is looking for this one to extend the match longer. Still, only 1 goal buried down on both sides, but Mirimeg's in position to send the other one back as well. Kashikoma can't be up there for the pass either with a low stagger bar, but the KO comes through there. Now all that's left is a passing play. Can't find it for now. Bar Pilot forward on the Thunderstruck. Nice power cord. Saves the barrier for now. And Mirimeg Core Flip bottom corner, and that'll be it for Oshino Core Flip. They'll take the victory.
You see the salutes as well from Bard Pala. It's a match well played. And unfortunately, OTP will fall here. But what a performance from Oshino Coreflip overall. And you do have to give Merchant some credit here. It was a phenomenal defense, really, on both sides. There's not a whole lot that you can do in some scenarios as a Vice in the net when you're coming up against two opposing players in the vein of Asher and X in particular. You know, they just have such a ridiculous presence on the field and trying to get those stuffs and just getting those shield barriers down. You could see it. Mirameg here was by far star striker. I mean, 8 goals, 1 assist. Only missed out on 1 goal in terms of participation as far as that's certainly wrong. I'm lying to you. I have no idea what in the world I'm talking. That is absolutely incorrect. But they had high goal participation is the point I'm trying to make. You know, I think Kashikoma also deserves some credit in that category. But it really does feel like it's always that Asher on the back end with the barrier beam, with the path splitter, just causing absolute havoc for your goalie in the net.
And look, that's what we know the Asher to do, right? Procure her the rock. That's the entire point. Because as long as that Asher's staring at the goal line with that core in front of her, it's certainly going to get back one way or another. And Mirameg showing exactly why that's the case. Meanwhile, on the flip side of that, the X doesn't quite have the same amount of just sheer that core is going one way and it's back to the net kind of power as that Asher does. But Mirameg piloting this Asher quite well and was a key of the success. In fact, a large part of the reason why you saw Kitsuna so many times go back, make that adjustment in that final set, trying to bully Mirameg around, but oftentimes it just wasn't enough. And when you do that, you're once again leaving potential scoring opportunities on the table on the other side of the pitch as well.
Yeah. I do have questions, though, you know, about the nature of how this game would have played out if it wasn't on Demon Days. I mean, this really does feel like, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but this feels like the most volatile map, simply because of the fact that the shield barriers are kind of, you know, out in the middle of the field. You know, there's potential for the core to get behind it and cause some real mayhem, especially when you don't have, I would say, you don't have as much zone control as a Vice as you would as, say, perhaps an Atlas in the net. In my personal experience, you know, the Thunderstroke can be quite useful for stopping the core out. The Supernova obviously can basically just reject entire areas of the field with relative ease, but it's on a massive cooldown. You know, Vice doesn't really have that luxury so often, especially without Strike Shot. You know, you want to be able to use that eject button to move forward. You saw in this series how critical it was. I mean, even looking back at the stats page, you know, Bard Pilot was in the net, but they had 3 goals and 3 assists. Merchant picked up only 1 goal on their side, but that feels like it was mostly because of Mirameg picking up, you know, all 8 almost of the other ones. But the point stands, you know, as Vice, you have to sacrifice. You can't have the strike shot, right? You can't have the momentum boots. So even if you want to get like a little bit more control by just walking around on the back end, you can't even get that. So having to play a little bit of sacrifice on that one and on to Demon Days. But of course, that is a choice that the players made. So you got to respect that one, and they made very good use of the kits that were available. Again, going back to the stats, right? Damage, you want to talk about a little bit of damage. It was certainly a very physical game this time around. Each player in the 20 to 30,000 range, except for Hungry Boy, just shy of 20K. But still, I think that's just a prime example, you know, of a game where you can get physical a little bit as the goalie and try to assist your team upfield. It was a good comp for both sides, and yeah, just an overall quality match. Like I was saying at the beginning, it could easily have been a bracket stage matchup.
Yeah.
But that is going to do it for our coverage of round 2. It looks like we're still waiting on a couple of matches to finish up, but K-Bot, I'm gonna take my leave here in just a second, but I trust that you'll have a little bit of a time here moving on forward.
Yeah, we'll hold it down. We'll find someone else to join me so I don't just like spew random things either.
Salutes.
Because I'm sure that everyone wants a gold player's opinion. Currently, hard stuck high gold can't win the last few matches to promote to plat because I don't play the game enough. So surely you don't want my opinion. We'll get someone else on here to join. Squid, thank you so much for joining us as well. Again, folks, stream's kind of been thrown together a little bit last minute. But hey, the more Omega Strikers we can stream, the better, right? So all the best there. But Squid, thanks for joining us. And folks, we will be right on back with more action out of our Omega Strike #1, brought to you by Amplify on the other side of this break. It's round 3 of the Swiss stage. Don't go anywhere. Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to Omega Strike number 1. I almost forgot the name of the tournament. Surely not. I am definitely a professional. My name is Kvot. I am joined now by Brickbat, who is hopping back on the cast for the first time in a while. Brickbat, how you doing today?
I am doing absolutely wonderful. Excited to be back on the casting desk. Excited to do a little bit of brick chatting with you today.
Brick chatting. Huge.
Brick chatting. So yeah, going into this game, I'm excited to kind of see Glorious Ignition versus Powerhouse Defenders. Evil Drew Danger, Yoki, and Bernie Sanders versus Coil, Scyther 12, and Ignis. I think both of these teams are teams that I have not watched a ton personally. I know that Ignis is kind of, though, a tournament veteran. So hopefully he'll be able to use that experience to lead his team to victory today in this matchup. But I think we've got Heater coming up on our hands.
I will say, other thing about this as well is the narratives are in the sails of Powerhouse Defenders, who qualified for top 8 of OSPL, much to the surprise of many, and are now looking out to prove that that top 8 qualification wasn't just necessarily a fluke. So we'll see what ends up coming through here as we go to Atlas's lab for our map up first. It'll be Powerhouse Defenders on the blue side and Glorious Ignition on the red side.
Yeah, and it looks like you've already got a Finny picked on the side of Glorious Ignition. Excited to see this new character in top play for the first time. It is banned for the rest of NASL season, so this will be our first opportunity to see it really in action. And from my impression so far, I think this character is pretty crazy. You've got some really good damage on your primary, and you've got kind of a crazy mix-up slash scoring potential going on with your ultimate. So we'll see if they can pull it off in this match. We've got Zentaro Estelle as well, pumping out a lot of damage and KO potentially on Atlas's lab with that Bomba in the center of this map.
And Yoki was the one that was tearing through the OSPL on this Zentaro pick for the Powerhouse Defenders. Starter Awakenings will be Monumentalist and Deadeye coming out. Not exactly what the Zentaros wants to see, certainly, but it'll be 5 Deadeyes across the board, and then 1 Monumentalist here for True Danger on that Atlas goalie. But already one goes in, as Yoki is able to find the angle to the bottom corner.
Yeah, and look at that pressure already coming out. I mean, Deadeye start be damned. We've already got scoring opportunities coming out from Yoki and Bernie Sanders, able to get that past Sector 12 extremely quick as we go into our next round of the set.
Very well. Immediately taken off. Expect to see nothing different, right? These players, like, why do we want to even play with the Gravity Well on the map at all? Just get that out of there. But one thing they'll have to be careful of course, is Scyther's Gravity Well coming in on this Vinny, which will be online in just a moment. And this thing has sent this core in all sorts of weird angles. And now, of course, we've got a Finny messing with the servers of our game in spectator mode.
Yeah, interesting positioning coming out from both teams here. It looks like I don't know what strategy. I've never seen this before, but we have been sent back to the spectators booth, unable to see. I mean, wow. I mean, talk about a fog of war. I've never seen anything like this.
We can't even blame Sony for munching on cables on this broadcast, can we?
Can't, yeah.
They were using all of OSPI. Yeah. We'll get this figured out, folks, but we might have a game for a little while because the players are now mid-game. Or maybe there's like, we just pull up... actually, okay, that's what I'm going to do while Saya finds another strategy. Is if Ignis is streaming or Yoki is streaming, I'll just radio broadcast Ignis' stream. Oh, okay. So... it also broke the players, apparently. So the players were kicked out of the match as well. And we'll see what happens. But maybe it won't be a Deadeye start here, Brickbat, which is the good news for the Zentaros.
Definitely. I feel like Zentaro is not the thing you want to play. I believe the other option was Monumentalist. Definitely something that you don't want to run on that Zentaro. So we'll see what we roll again coming into alternate version. The alternate history version of this match, as hopefully we can get back
history.
I don't know.
First, we have to talk about parallel universes.
Yeah, we're just gonna hop dimensions over really quick. We got our production up here.
Rickbat, do you actually know what that line was from?
I have no idea. I'm fake.
Okay. Man. I mean, in fairness, I recognize that not every Omega Strikers person is a Nintendo fan. That was from a video, a legendary video, where a guy explains how he beats a star in Super Mario 64 in 0.5 A presses.
In 0.5?
Yes.
Like, he didn't fully press.
So he enters the level, and I think he enters the level with the button held down. And does the whole level with the A button held down, or something like that.
Whoa.
Or he like releases it and then presses it down again or something. I forget exactly the way it is.
So does Mario like jump when it releases the A press, or is it like, so like does he store the jump, or is it like?
Look, you're gonna have to go watch the 16-minute video if you want to know more. I don't remember all of it. All I know is that it's incredibly memeable.
Interesting.
With TJ Henry Yoshi in the comments. Huge.
Huge. Well,
would recommend the video.
I'll have to file that away. I will have to file that away.
File that away. All of you in chat as well that have no idea what I'm talking about, watch that and you will enjoy yourself. Or you'll just be bored out of your mind. One or the other. I don't really know. It's a good watch. Would recommend.
Well, we're going to be trying to figure this situation out. It seems like the Omega Strikers server has decided to only half press its server on button today, so hopefully we'll be able to find the small pockets of internet that they afford to us today it is a bit of scarce resource right now. So
Yeah. Unlucky, really. But hey, what can you do? We are once again at the mercy. I mean, look, some shenanigans were bound to happen as soon as Finny was released, right?
true,
There were like
true.
shenanigans with the Twitter logo. There was like an interruption in the OSPL broadcast. Now it's just infecting our run-of-the-mill tournaments. So
Yeah,
it
makes
was
sense.
bound to happen. That's my stance.
I believe Finny is canonically a bit of a prankster, so this would match up with the in-universe lore.
Checks
I
out.
would say. Yeah.
Oh, no.
All right,
we
so a bit of
are-
an update on some technical issues we've got. Apparently, the fundamentals of Omega Strikers are unraveling as we speak. Fortunately, I believe we just avoided a canon event, and that because we missed out on it, the universe is untangling. We will go back and try to find Inspector Singh, so maybe we could knock him off the stage and make everything right again. But until then, please hang tight as we solve this situation on Earth 1226.
Omega Strikers just said, "Do not pass go. Do not collect $200." That's basically the equivalent of what we just got. So that's huge. You cannot play the game. You see this fun game you want to play? Well, you can't play it. That's very sad. Well, this is awkward. How about, folks, we're going to go to a break, so we're not sitting here stalling and like sitting in silence and coming up with random Super Mario 64 videos to watch. Keep us unmuted while you go watch that Super Mario 64 video, and hopefully by the time you get about 2 minutes in it to the first memeable part, we'll be back online. So we'll see you all in a bit. All right, everyone, pause your watch for Rolling Rocks and 0.5 A presses, because we're back with hopefully some more Omega Strikers coming in shortly. XDME, shoutouts. ODQA, hopefully is coming in clutch. Hopefully has got a fix in for us, and hopefully we'll be able to queue back in. Brickbat, listening to your reactions there for a moment was hilarious. They're doing
I wonder if we
calculus
could get back in a game. I think the naive answer is that we could go back in a game with 4 left clicks, but I think if we hold it down while we alt tab in, we might be able to get it in about 3.5. So, you know, I'm excited to see some strats being pulled out. I'm in shell shock already. I'm 2 minutes 51 seconds into this. The dude like dedicated like 30 seconds just to like pointing out that there's a paragraph. He wrote an entire paragraph that he's posted at the bottom of every single video about what a half A press is, and he's genuinely so upset. Like I tasted the blood in his mouth as we said it. Oh man. All right. Well, hopefully we'll be able to see this game very, very soon. I believe we are getting into
we're in game, and our lovely producer Saya needs to screen share it to us. Thank you.
There we go. There we go. And we're back in 3.5 left clicks back in. We're seeing this time we get to see the draft phase from Glorious Ignition's POV. Looks like we've got a Finny, Zentaro, Estelle coming in here. We can't see the starting awakenings yet, but we'll see that in just a moment. It looks like they will be running the same comps again. I guess that's the standard procedure in a remake situation like this. So we will see. Oh, did we see a Drakkar last time? I don't remember. But
I honestly couldn't remember. It felt like it was a lifetime ago. I mean, what I will say though is that it's hard for it to be the same exact strikers because new map, new starter awakenings, right? So maybe a little bit of mix-ups, and indeed that it will be the case with the Juliet coming in as well for Yoki instead of the Zentaro, which I was complimenting earlier. But interestingly, that Zentaro wasn't taken off the table by either team because Ignis also wants to play the Zentaro, and the Starter Awakenings are Quick Strike's Timeless Creator, which are quite a lot better for, I think, a lot of our strikers compared to the previous Starter Awakenings.
Yeah, and an interesting thing to pick here, it looks like Evil Drew Danger playing the forward position from goalie. It looks like Bernie Sanders actually opting in to take that Powerhouse Pauldron. Likely to be a bit more of a defensive menace in their side of the court. Evil Drew Danger opting to not take a goalie here this game. And I've actually seen this sort of strategy pulled out from players like Geek before. I don't think I've seen it in an NASL match, but definitely people have been talking about it. So interesting to see how this will play out. As Evil Drew Danger forced the blow core flip.
By the way, I just watched Yoki's life end instantly coming in from a misdirection of Scyther's Finny goalie. I am constantly shocked at just how hard that projectile hits when it gets going in the right direction. And it'll, in part, lead to another KO as Ignis finds the Oni's blade away. That one's going to get to the corner, and a piercing shot from Coil is able to send it back 1-0 up for Glorious Ignition.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if you're a particularly large Drakkar. If your ally is kind of dying off a cooldown, it's going to be hard to keep those goalie barriers open, especially on something like Night Market, where stuffing and AoEs from the Zentaro does a lot of work.
And already starting to see that come in quite a bit. Now, though, potential opportunity out of the Powerhouse defenders, but no, actually, core flip sends it around the world, and it goes right back to the goal barrier on the other side of the pitch. Ignis forward, looking for Coil, but the Rose Warp doesn't come in, can't quite extend it. Now Yoki on the dribble, trying to find the barrier, but it'll get sent away by Scyther there as well. Coil once again in the corner, interrupted by Bernie Sanders. And he'll send it away for now, but even still, a lot more midfield control, it feels, over to the hands of Glorious Ignition. Now, though, potential opportunity, core flip, that'll get denied by Scyther, but now Yoki looking to find it again, but can't quite seem to find it for now, and doesn't have the support of Bernie Sanders either, who was staggered that entire time by Ignis. Here's the gravity well, but the Rose Warp forward, trying to interrupt things. No, can't quite come through, and now goal still hasn't gone in. We're in overtime. Core flip from Drew Danger, trying to send it back the other way. Yoki sitting around in middle of the map. trying to stay alive. There's a dodge coming through as well, and now Fiery Flurry looking for Coil here as well, but doesn't have it. Now we see Ignis pick up little more damage, but a KO comes through against Coil. Yoki dribbles again, can't find the angle down to the bottom side. It's Bernie Sanders' turn, looking for the pass up. That one just out of reach though as well. And still we haven't found the goal. Dodge comes through. Yoki stays alive for now, continues to harass things, but on the other side of the pitch, Coil speed boost through the night market middle and finds Ignis there, who dashed forward. 2 up for Glorious Ignition.
Yeah, and there we see kind of a bit of a weakness of that Powerhouse Pauldron's Drakkar. They were sitting on the left side of the field trying to get the score in, but with no gear from Drakkar, he's a little bit, he's going to be in a little bit of a rough situation. That being said, using that big size to control the midfield is so big, especially in a map like Night Market, where getting that speed up could do so much work.
Certainly the case, and especially for either midfielder or either brawler starting to get a little bit further forward. You already think that Zentaro has so many tools at his disposal to start running in and getting his job done. And now actually, as I mentioned that, Ignis finds the KO there as well, totally on the other side of the pitch. Power play opportunity. Scyther tries to keep it forward here, but it won't find the second barrier. Gravity well out. The big finish won't connect as Drew Danger has the expanse to save it for now.
Yeah, and it looks like already we saw some interesting plays from Ignis over there. Actually, while being cracked, he went forward, looking to make sure that if he did end up dying, it would be on the enemy side of the field. Something to keep in mind for your solo queue games. If they spend resources to kill you on their side of the map, that's going to buy you some extra time to actually respawn. So, clever play from them, able to keep possession, though Yoki already on the offensive, able to get the final goal barrier.
Able to find this one. Yoki in position, but no. Can't put it away. Was just out of reach of collecting with the Fiery Flurry, but still has that energy burst. Now will burn it. Can't find the core. And once again, drifts back over to Glorious Ignition. Now the interruption on the pass comes through. Yoki, right place, right time. First goal on the board here for the Powerhouse defenders.
Yeah, and good positioning from Yoki, able to intercept that core and force that 50-50 guess from Scyther, where he could pocket it into either side. Unfortunately, Scyther guessed wrong, and he was able to get that goal. Looks like we've got a bit of damage coming up from Bernie Sanders, actually doing a little bit of more damage with that burn, staying on the on his own side of the field, though he is sent this time through knockback, not of his own volition, almost going off the court himself. Looks like Coil on the offensive trying to get it. Hit stun will not send it through. An excellent Atlas secondary, able to get it through. Core flip comes out from Ignis, forcing the core flip from, I believe, Yoki, not able to finish it. Or was that a teammate? I think that was a teammate. Anyways, Coil on the offensive again. This time, no cooldown to save the Atlas as the second golden barriers goes down.
Find that here now. Once again, getting involved with so many projectiles here from Fenny, but haven't quite been enough to turn things into solid opportunities. Now Yoki finds the KO against Ignis, and the power play will switch the other way. Big finish out, looks for the shot to the top corner, but Drew Danger is there, unfazed for the cross map. But it's crazy just how fast the core goes after it leaves that gravity well. We'll see what comes through here, but now core flip up in the air. Ignis, Oni's blade doesn't connect with the core. Well done by Drew Danger. Saving it for now. See what it can find. Yoki on the dash finds the goal barrier, and now we'll get met with a misdirection. Can pick up a little bit of extra damage here, though. Ignis is forward, but a weird bounce off of the split barrier. Finds it for Coil here. We'll take the first set for Glorious Ignition.
Yeah, and there we see the history in action. Once a split moment, always a split moment. We might call it Night Market now, but we always get that. We always understand what happens when it bounces like that. And we go into our first draft, prime time up. Actually interested to see if the Finny will pick it over something like Orb Replicator or Missile Propulsion. Maybe something like extra special, a lot of options. Fortunately, it seems like Scyther trying to figure out what he wants to pick. Opts into the Deadeye instead, which makes sense. Rapid Fire comes out from Coil. So I think that what Scyther 12's team is looking for, what Glorious Ignition is going for, is just straight up damage. I mean, all of these things will make sure that Coach Yoki will be hurting, will be playing on stagger for most of the time. Yeah, so one big pickup, we do see the missile prop from Drakkar, which means that, especially with the increased size, actually, that extra sweet spot damage will be quite significant. Maybe be able to secure a few KOs, if not a bunch of core control and damage. Though, look at that, the damage already coming out from Scyther 12 and Coil. Bernie Sanders looking really low. One combo will send him off the net. Yoki forced to burn his flip as well, forced to burn his second dodge as well. And now he's looking in a really bad spot. Ooh, the Atlas ultimate does come in clutch, able to save it out, but will it be enough? It is. Though Coach Yoki's still in a very bad position. Look at that, though. He's sitting on his side of the map, trying to go out, hopefully. And there he goes.
Combo comes through nonetheless, and another power play, but Drew Danger once again has that energy burst up, which means both barriers are still alive on the other side of the pitch. We'll see if they can try to find one, but it won't be before Yoki goes down. Now, once again, the misdirection connects with Bernie Sanders on this Drakkar, and the Drakkar will now be the one to get sent away. But look, both barriers still standing, able to find the save out of the cloak there as well. And now Ignis, next target, uses the rush to go forward and pass the fiery flurry from Yoki. And now Yoki gets sent away thanks to a misdirection shot, sending him off of the pitch. Ignis now forward once again. Oni's blade finds the angle up to the corner and back forward to Coil. Now Primary doesn't quite find it there, and the Expanse comes out to send it away, but Coil's there with the energy burst as well. Another goal finds the net here, and it's been all glorious Ignition.
Yeah, and even with the damage reduction from Powerhouse Pauldron's, Bernie Sanders sweating, playing constantly at low energy, at low HP. I mean, the Deadeye pickup and the Rapid Fire pickup from Coil and Scyther doing exactly the work that they sought out to do. As we lose one barrier already from the side of Evil True Danger, Coach Yoki, again, no stagger, no health. He will be being sent off the map soon if Scyther and his team opts to do it. Looks like looks like the secondary from Finny not able to do it. Almost gets sent off with a primary. Oh, Coil comes in and finish it off. A little bit of a team effort there to send Yoki back into timeout jail. Special comes out from Ignis, able to secure that second one, and looks like Coil's already on the scoring attempt again.
There it is, piercing shot to the misdirection, is able to connect onto Drew Danger, leaving the top side of the net open for Coil to strike one up there again. And other thing to comment on here, again, we're talking about a little bit earlier in the last game, if a goalie can start getting involved on a map like Demon Days specifically, but here, now you've got this Fenny that can just pump out so much damage, and with the double take as well, all of these players are going to be very low on stagger. We'll see this Atlas ultimate probably come in to get used quite a bit here, but when it's not online, we're going to see a lot more KOs, especially if Glorious Ignition gets priority in the next carousel as well. But hold on a second. Yoki finds the dash, looking for a goal here. Bernie Sanders keeps it forward. Yoki low on stagger, doesn't have a dodge in order to try to go around the Oni's blade. And Scyther will likely try to find the KO there as well. Although meanwhile, Coil tries to fight for the goal barrier down on the other side of the pitch, but can't seem to find it. Ignis has the energy burst online. Scyther does as well to save it in the nick of time. Expands out. Bernie Sanders forward, but the energy burst of Ignis is going to get used to send Bernie Sanders off the map. Double power play comes through. Scyther is back just in time of the shot. Oni's playing, but a nice primary comes out here from Drew Danger. Doesn't matter. Ignis finds the goal barrier, looks for the pass up to Coil. Rose Warp comes in, and now the piercing shot to get the job done. It's a 3-0 set for Glorious Ignition.
Yeah, and my gosh, I mean, at every single start of the round, Yoki has walked up to midfield, gotten shot 36 times, and had to just play through like the immense internal bleeding that Glorious Ignition gave to him, and it's looking really crazy. I mean, and you saw it, I believe, at the second goal, the Finny right click able to kill Drew Danger from literally the half court line. I mean, Finny just provides so much damage, and is going to provide even more with this Orb Ponderer coming out. Hot shot coming out from Coil to able to keep that core control pressure up as well, and it looks like through all this picks, Yoki doesn't really have a good pick right now. He opts into the Spark of Strength. Maybe he could get the little bit of the senatorial combo of the Spark of Strength, Spark of Agility later, but that assumes that they'll be able to make it through this round, which, as the draft leads me to believe, they won't.
Yeah, really not many options there to begin with for Yoki, and then last on the carousel, forced to take something you really don't even want to see. I mean, look, even Ignis gets Catalyst, which is something you might have liked to see, even if just for the extra dodge opportunities out of Yoki, who will now dodge around that misdirection. Gravity Well out once more, but it won't finish things off for now. Yoki forward on the Super Surge with that enhanced dash, but now is going to take a little bit of extra damage, and now might be looking to get sent off the goal line, but it's able to find the goal barrier in the process. Now Punch can't connect with the goal. Bernie Sanders still forward, but with Yoki KO'd, only so much that this Drakkar is going to be able to do as the core slowly starts walking back the other way for Glorious Ignition. Core flip out, finds a split barrier. That was dangerously close to finding the goal barrier there as well. But not this time. Yoki now, Fiery Flurry comes out, coils low on Stagger as well, and now forward. Here comes the Super Surge, doesn't connect with Core there, and Yoki gets sent away, staggered once more. Oni's Blade, nice Resurrect though, coming in from Drew Danger. Brilliant timing on this. Will it be enough to keep momentum going here for the Powerhouse Defenders, who desperately need the goal, even if just for the mental momentum now? Bernie Sanders still can't quite find a way to put it back or connect over to Yoki, but there's the dash punch combination, comes through on the power play. Scyther up to Ignis, once again trying to keep this away from Yoki for now, and they're doing a decent job of it, but it's Drew Danger that's able to find the shot to the top corner, and the big finish doesn't come out in time.
Yeah, excellent positioning from Drew Danger, absolutely able to go on the offensive, find that clean angle right between the terrain and Ignis, able to get that goal in, and yeah, first goal for I forgot the name, Powerhouse Defenders in what seems like a while, and hopefully they'll be able to use that to swing the tempo. Already though, it looks like the roles have been reversed a little bit. Koyel already low on that meter. Core flip comes out from Bernie Sanders, not able to secure it, though does forces Ignis core flip. That means that both forwards from the side of Glorious Ignition are going to be low on dodge and stagger, though a forward trade does come out. Both midfielders going off the map. Looks like they're going to be out of the field for a bit. Coach Yoki trying to go for a scoring attempt. Unfortunately, doesn't have the cooldowns, but a cool dribbling combo maybe secures in, though bounce off split, not able to secure it, unfortunately. Core flip comes from Evil Drew Danger, tries to send it in, Yoki tries to follow it up, not able to quite find it, gets intercepted by Scyther, but oh! Yoki with a clean pass with the assist from the Bernie Sanders shotgun, able to go in. And look at that, the end of the round comes and Coach Yoki, almost full meter, almost full health. It looks like when they're not able to get Yoki off the field, the tempo swings for advantage for Powerhouse Defenders.
Seems to be the case here. Now Core Flip's able to find one barrier for Yoki. The other thing we don't talk about here as much, we talk about a skating Dubu quite a bit, Brickbat, but we don't talk about is a skating Atlas, but every time there's an orb up here for Drew Danger, you have to imagine he's going to be able to get even more involved, more forward there as well, with projections and the like, getting up to the midfield line. Again, anytime that's more opportunities for it to go over to Bernie Sanders, more opportunities for it to go right on over to Yoki. Now though, Scuffle in front of the red net. Goal bearer saved for now, but Ignis and Coil both low. Yoki looking for the KO opportunities, now decides to go for the core with that speed boost. Will dodge away from one, and now Ignis is completely staggered. Bernie Sanders takes the middle orb. Now on the pass onto the bottom side of the pitch, but Scyther will collect it before it goes anywhere, and there's the KO. It's Ignis on the 4 KO streak, and now the big finish. Pass up to Ignis, able to find the shot there to the goal barrier. But they won't be able to take it because Bernie Sanders is around and able to interrupt things for just a moment. Molten Bolt now over to Ignis. Has limited mobility options. Core flip just used out of Coil on the edge of it. Now looking for the shot here. Nice resurrection comes through once again. Coil though is still in position to send it back. And Glorious Ignition isn't done in this set yet.
Yeah, and again, there we go. We see the kind of the script that we're used to so far this game, though this time the pressure was on Bernie Sanders, forcing out Drew Danger's revive. Unfortunately, it wasn't able to be enough, even though he did get the revive off. But right now, Ignis is looking really good with his own core flip, hopefully be able to get in. But Bernie Sanders able to intercept it with a nice shotgun blast, though an excellent Finny ultimate into Ignis's slice and dice, or whatever it's called, able to get both bullet barriers, though they do return in kind.
Yoki able to find both here as well. Drew Danger is the one that's low on Stagger right now, and Ignis might be looking for the KO, but has to support on the back sides. Thanks to the power play opportunity from the Powerhouse Defenders. Now, back up to Bernie Sanders, over to Yoki. Scyther's still there to collect it for now, but the punch is able to find it up to Bernie Sanders, who sends it back with the shotgun there, and the Powerhouse Defenders take their first set in this match.
Yeah, an absolutely surprising turn of events after that draft on the second set. I didn't think we'd be going to a fourth, but things are looking on the up and up. Coach Yoki able to grab this built different. Most likely, this will be super big on such a congested map such as Night Market. Having that extra, I have been proven wrong. So it turns out we won't be running built different. In fact, built different is going to be dropping all the way down for whoever wants it. Heavy impact instead being chosen by that Drakkar. I think Coach Yoki did want to get his candidacy in order to get those 2 sparks, of course, Spark of Agility being kind of the most impactful, having that extra move speed. I believe it will be at 18% now, which is quite significant. Though the exercise on Coil is nothing to scoff at, especially since Estelle primary is an impact. He will be doing extra damage, and you know, Glorious Ignition likes their damage.
Other thing there as well is we have now seen all 4 sparks, so Yoki will not become the mayor and only have 2 for the entirety of this map if this does end up going to a set 5, but we'll see if it pays off here. Might be hoping for the big fish in a moment for that one, and for that matter, still needs to dodge around the blade and the projectiles and all of these other things that are coming in from the other side of the pitch as well. Fiery Flurry out here. Coil will use the energy burst to dodge it for now, but Drew Danger is forward once again, getting comfortable. Yoki looking for the shot, but can't find it. Oni's blade out, and it'll deny the core flip from Drew Danger. But still, Yoki's there to collect the core and send it down to the bottom corner. That's the spark of agility coming in for Yoki. Takes the first goal in the set.
And celebratory Collins coming out from Yoki. This man is feeling so excited, showing out. Omega Strikers, everyone's best little brother, everyone's best friend right now. Good to see that Collins shows up in yet another match. Always excited to see him here. Though, looking on it, the celebratory Collins might be a bit too early, as Coach Yoki, again, halfway through meter, able to get Chunk to half HP, but Ignis is kind of sharing his sharing in Yoki's pain. This time, Scyther 12 looking to get it cleared with Finny Ultimate. They'll get sent right back, able to get both goalie barriers, though.
Big finish, able to find the gravity barrier, but now going to be Yoki finding a KO, forces the power play forward here for the Power's defenders once more, but will they be able to find this one? Looks like 1 goal barrier will go down. Ignis is staggered. Scyther still back, protecting this final one, but it's forward once again to Yoki, and now another KO opportunity. No, can't find it there. Coil will dodge away the Fiery Flurry. There's Core Flip, comes out here patiently waiting for the Expanse to go down, but can't sneak it by Drew Danger that easily. Now looking for the top corner once more, but still sends it away. Yoki now dribbles, finds the goal barrier. Still so many members here around for Glorious Ignition. And the goal won't go in, but Crystal Thorns going forward. Oni's blade as well. Still can't find the connection. It hasn't been as consistent here in the passing plays. But now, Gravity Well comes out, big finish. Yoki, though, finds the KO onto Scyther there with the last blow, the last kick of the Fiery Flurry. And it's set point once again for the Powerhouse defenders.
Yeah, and wow, I'm especially excited. I'm kind of surprised by this result. I mean, it looked like even with the winning draft, not going that built different seemed to be kind of a weird pick from me. But Yoki proving me wrong, as again, everything seems to be swapped over. Yoki almost at a full bar of meter, though. Able to actually get it off and send it right in. Excellent play. I didn't even see that angle. Wow, what a shot.
Takes a lot of studying this game to find those kinds of angles and to find 2 spark builds that work. When now, what'll he take here? The big fish is online, tempo swing. Got a lot of options here if you're Yoki. Will decide to go for the stacks on stacks for even more speed, which we saw be super beneficial in the last set as well, and is doubling down on that here.
Yeah, and I think that just goes to show Yoki's confidence coming into this final set. I mean, look at sets 1 and 2. The man was basically in the penalty box for half the game. But he opts to avoid the thing that increases his size, you know, the best in slots thing for Julie, as well as the extra stagger, which would be super, super useful in those earlier sets, instead just opting in for that extra presence, that extra speed. And let's see if it pays off for him, because he will paint an even bigger target on his back now.
Especially with Coil having that increased size once again with picking up that big fish this time around. But it's still Yoki forward, looking for things here, and now Coil able to find the punishment on the other side. Top corner shot there with such a large strike hitbox.
Yeah, and when you lose your goalie barriers open early as Atlas, it's just so hard to defend that open net, especially if you have a win a strike war against someone with a size increase. That extra size means you will be able to have a much easier time winning those strike wars, as you can just hit timings that your opponent just can't. So, looks like Coil on the offensive again. Ignis and Coil trying to get it through, though the whole team from Powerhouse Defenders able to show up and not save it. An excellent angle and speed from the Finny special, able to save, able to get that goal barrier. Coil blows flip, isn't able to find anything yet. Scyther 12 able to try to send it out with core flip, but an unfortunate angle puts it right back in. Yoki, though, looking staggered, force the burn dodge. He's only got one more dodge to work with before he gets sent off the map. Oh, but Zentara ultimate almost does it. Yoki trying to work with what he's got, but he doesn't have many cards right now. He's got an awful table here at his hand of poker. Deadeye coming out from Scyther 12, almost able to send it out the map, forcing the flip from Evil Drew Danger. Ignis still has his flip for a cornering opportunity, but he blows it as well. Basically, no one but Bernie Sanders has any meter right now as he sends it as a pass to Coach Yoki. Yoki not able to intercept the pass and get that final goal barrier, but Drew Danger this time on the aggressive. And look at this, Coil and Gang trying to gang up on Ignis, showing up in a dark alley with a gun, trying to get him out, but Coach Yoki is just too strong. He's making it out of this one alive. He's a survivor. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And Coach Yoki is the strongest member on this map right now. And able to win the strike war with the assistance of Bernie Sanders, sending it in to 1-1 on our final set of the match.
Folks, if you want a masterclass in what to do when you are staggered, watch exactly what Yoki was doing. He stayed alive, dodged around every ability that was thrown his way, and stuck towards the middle of the map, relying on a bounce off of a split barrier to keep things up, and then was in perfect position once his stagger bar came back to send things back. And now it's Yoki on the 4 KO streak, looking for the second goal barrier here as well. Ignis will interrupt things for a moment, gets a goal barrier for his trouble as well, but it's Yoki on the offensive once more. Drew Danger flips forward. It'll be the double take that's actually able to keep it from Yoki for now, and Burn is flip in the process. Resurrect comes out here, and you imagine that'll be Yoki going right in the fray, but most notably saving those stacks, saving those pancakes as well for that extra speed that he's been reliant on to send some of these goals back. Now, projection out of Drew Danger. It'll get scooped up here by Bernie Sanders. Nice clear out of here by Scyther. That's a practice goalie right there, finding the clear. Gets that lock and load, because I'll tell you what, that finds the back of the net in my gold games, and so does that one. As a shot scoots right along the split barriers, and it's Powerhouse Defenders looking to pull off the reverse sweep. They're at match point now.
Yeah, and that Finny special right now is super unfortunate. If you can't predict where that ball's going to end up in that, like, the 0.5 kind of like second between you pressing the button and the explosion going off, it could have some super unfortunate consequences, just like what we saw. But it looks like Expanse coming out from Atlas, not able to stop it, though a valiant effort. Bernie Sanders and Coach Yoki looking really low, prompting a revive coming out from the Atlas. He does have core flip of his own to defend the open net, but we might be going to a 2-2 already. Good stop from Coil, able to put a Powerhouse Defenders back on the offensive, actually, as Coach Yoki by himself at 1 HP, able to get everything. 1 bar of stagger to work with, or 1 bar of energy to work with, as he does get sent off the map. The energy, the Deadeye from Scyther 12, able to get that kill. Coil looking for a kill on Bernie Sanders, not able to get through, but able to get the strike war win, sending it to Ignis, setting up for a goal, and 2-2 set 5, something we absolutely love to see here.
What plays am I watching back and forth? I mean, Yoki stole it away from the gravity well there from Scyther, and then still Scyther able to come up with the saves, finding the misdirection to knock Yoki off the map, and notably, again, resetting those stacks. Slightly less speed, now gets pulled back and low on stagger. Ignis looking for the second barrier, but no, won't fight it. Instead, trades one of their own. And it's Yoki forward once again. Resurrection coming out here. Core flip out of Scyther. That'll hit the corner in an awkward spot. It's right back up to Yoki. And now on over to Drew Danger. Bernie Sanders looking for Yoki. Dribble again off of the corner. No, denied this time. Oni's blade gets interrupted by the projection to come out. Expanse as well as Yoki finds a KO. And it's a large part of what opens up the goal opportunity. The Powerhouse Defenders will reverse sweep this.
And that's such a heartbreaking loss from the side of Glorious Ignition. I mean, Coil and Ignis trying to desperately find that KO on Yoki in the last few seconds of the game and just not able to find it. And that just means that Coach Yoki able to find his stacks, able to use that quick strike to win those strike wars in front of the net and get those crucial goals to send Powerhouse Defenders into the next round. Excellent work from that team all around.
Is Double Spark broken or what?
I mean, when you get that spark of agility running and you get that stacks on stacks and you're just speeding around the map, you're just, 0 to 60 in 3 seconds flat. You're looking really good. And just look at all of these goals from Yoki. Yoki putting himself in prime position just to help out, get that last final tap in, just needed to either help Bernie Sanders get the goal or to secure it himself. And, this, speaking of midfielders really quickly, the Coil was 7 goals, actually, 266 redirects, absolutely monster game coming out from him. This man plays a lot of Estelle and solo queue when I faced against him, so he knows exactly when to get that hit stun, when to send out his special to stuff in goals. So excellent work from him, as well as, again, we going into this, we were kind of expecting Powerhouse Defenders to be a bit of of the advantage team, getting that deep run in the Pro League Invitational, but from this game alone, it looks like people who didn't hit the top 8 are close on heels, and looks like we'll have some excellent games of Omega Strikers going into our final few rounds of the tournament.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun here. As now, believe that was one of our last round 3 matches in our Swiss stage, which means we'll be getting into round 4 in just a little bit here as well. Quick look at the standings. Has Oshi no Core Flip still undefeated? The Kitten Hunters just lost their match versus Oshi no Core Flip. Kitten Hunters is Kainu Liari Gumi with Elo Heaven as their sub today. So that match means that it's most likely the Powerhouse Defenders that'll be sent ahead into the double elimination phase of the tournament. And we'll see what happens there. Did I just say that right at all? It was...
Sorry, I just got hit stun from seeing the code. Sorry. I just...
That's all right. I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, and picking up on topics though, something that I was a little bit curious to see actually was that Finny goalie. I had honestly, I had a few doubts on this character in the goalie position when it was released. It didn't seem like they had anything that could have like huge anti-stuff or anything like that. But seeing Scyther12 play that in that last match gives me a bit of hope. I mean, using those secondary abilities to get core control even before Yoki was even able to tap the core and go for a scoring or barrier attempt, and seeing the just the sheer amount of damage and KO potential from Finny's primary gives me a little bit of hope as potentially some sort of like damage goalie. I mean, something a la the Vice, a la the Luna that honestly we've seen kind of struggle a little bit in the current meta. So maybe we'll be able to see more of those high damage goalies coming out. And kind of to talk about it, Finny's direct comparisons in that Luna, in that Vice, I believe that one thing that Finny doesn't super provide as hard is that sort of like area denial that we've come to see. I mean, the Luna Craner Maker, the Vice, I'm not entirely sure of the name, but the big Supernova, yes, the Vice Supernova. When those go down, you're forcing a dodge or you're walking away. Whereas the same sort of thing, that sort of that damage, that presence isn't exactly quite there with the Finny special. That being said, the kind of the core hijinks that does go on, able to get a lot of really cheeky angles is nothing to scoff at. But if you're looking just for like, oh, I'm blowing your dodge to make sure that you have no dodge for my Juliet to just send you into the back alley and punch you to death, that Finny's not able to provide that necessarily. So, but that being said, the sheer damage that I saw, the sheer KO potential that we saw in those first few sets from Glorious Ignition, it makes me super interested to see how this pick evolves over the course of the competition and over the next few weeks of Omega Strikers of Omega Strikers.
It's always a lot of fun when a new striker gets released and we get to start to see where they'll precisely fall into place overall. But certainly a lot of players picking Finny up in the goalie position and making it work quite well. So we'll keep an eye on that, see exactly how that goes in more of these tournaments to come. Next up for round 4, we'll be watching Kitten Hunters versus Quest Esports. Both teams currently sit at 2-1 in record, which means that most likely the winner here will advance to top cut and the loser will be knocked out of the tournament. And I could not imagine either one of these rosters getting knocked out of the tournament, but that is exactly the kind of cutthroat tournament we've got for ourselves today, with 4 rounds of Swiss leading into a top 6 cut. Meanwhile, both Powerhouse Defenders and Ocean No Core Flip will most likely make it into that top cut. They're going up against one another for number 1 seed coming out of the Swiss stage. So we'll keep an eye on the rest of the bracket as things continue to progress here. But this one should be good between Kitten Hunters and Quest Esports. I know Quest Esports has been on quite a bit of a grind lately, sticking with a very consistent roster, a lot of tournaments, a lot of scrims and the like. continuing to fine-tune things. And meanwhile, the Kitten Hunters on the other side, 2/3 Bounty Hunters, 1/3 Silly Goofy Cats, I guess, to combine to make Kitten Hunters, despite the fact that Liari theoretically here is a cat and now is on the team saying they're hunting kittens, which doesn't quite make sense to me.
Well,
but
it could be like, it's like the kittens are the hunters, you know, the kittens are coming out with their yeah. So or maybe I think I prefer that interpretation of the name.
Yes.
I think I don't think there are any outstanding bounties on kittens out there. I don't
let's
think.
hope not.
Yeah, oh gosh, yeah. I mean,
That'd
yeah.
be
Well, let's hope no kitten recently has tried to evade bail. I can't believe I said that line. That would hurt. But we'll see what we're coming out. And honestly, excited to see Quest Esports in play. We've got kind of I mean, compared to the very well proven kind of storied history of Gumi, Kainoob, and Liari, kind of established top players. We do see Lilybun and Smash SSB or Switch SSB, which this is my first time casting those two players. And huh?
There was no way you just said Smash SSB.
No. What do you mean? No. I think everyone misheard. I don't know. I think I'm being gaslit. I mean, I obviously it was
Somebody
Switch
get the clip.
SSB.
Switch SSB.
Switch SSB. Nope. Audio Jungle. Switch SSB. Audio Jungle. Switch SSB. Regardless, two players that are relatively new, people who have shown up more in tournaments in launch than in beta, whereas the side of Kitten Hunters has basically been here since basically the first few weeks of beta launch. So we've got kind of an old versus new, old wave versus new wave competition going in. So we're excited to see how this match will play out. Though that being said, Hamster Quest also an oldie. He's been here for a while, so. Maybe that veterancy will be able to bring the young, spry hands of Switch and Lilybun to victory coming into this next round of Swiss. And best of luck to Switch SSB. Switch SSB. That name, that guy. I don't know what other name was flown around. I didn't even hear it, honestly. But I can't believe that we would make that mistake. And I just apologize on behalf of the entire crew here, of course.
That was all you, brother. That one was all you. You're staying on the hot
I'm living a lie. I'm living a lie. It's so bad.
You know what that's like though? That is like so formerly Start GG used to be Smash GG, and that is like Rocket League players calling the website Smash. It's like, no, Smash Brothers is the game that the website was mostly created for, where it's Smash GG. It's not.
Yeah,
Smash.
but how crazy of a name would that be if your name was Smash SSB? Because you just have the name.
That would be a callback to a State Farm ad, or I think it was a State Farm ad. Welcome to Redundancy Incorporated Inc.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I'm just saying, you would literally be the kid named Smash, like that would be crazy, right? It would be kind of a sick name, I would say. But unfortunately, that person just isn't here today at that tournament. It's unfortunate.
I don't think that person. I mean, surely there are people that have their gamer tag as Smash, but they are not redundant with Smash SSB. Oh my god. Okay, we just got update that the Kitten Hunters played a game while waiting, and they are close to finishing. Fellas. Come on, man. Don't queue up for a whole other game of Omega Strikers in a tournament that is best of ones. Surely we don't do that, right?
From the player perspective, I get it. You want to stay warm and all that, but it feels a little bad.
Like a quick play game, maybe, or the boba mode, right?
Oh yeah, the high tea hijinks.
That's the one.
Yeah, I'm proud I remember the name of that one. High tea hijinks.
Oh wait, they're playing two tournaments at once. Oh,
whoa! Multi-tourney drifting. Whoa, Jesus! Wait, that's actually, you know what? Respect. Yo, they woke up and decided to grind today. Holy. So they're gonna. So it turns out that these teams just are gonna be finishing up their games at the other tournament and then coming to play the very same matchup again in this tournament. So excited! I mean, both teams will be very warm coming into this. I mean, basically they're just doing a best of two. So, you know, exciting to see if you know if one team will walk away with the 3 points and the other one, or it'll be a 1-1 each for their standings in NASL. You know,
Yeah.
excited to see this going. Yeah. Well, while we're waiting for the other tournament game to finish up, you know, and note to tournament organizers, this is why we don't have overlapping tournaments. Bit of a messy, wacky, wild ride we've got for this one, but you know, gave us a bit of a laugh.
Well,
So you
no. You know what? That's the player's fault. I'll say it. Don't sign up for 2 tournaments.
actually,
Although I
wait,
don't know what
so
this other
true.
tournament
Wait,
is
so
happening.
true. Actually, you know what? I agree. I agree. Shame.
I mean, like, I get it, but like, also, come
No,
on.
yeah,
really?
Yeah, shame. No. Well, let's you know what? 30 seconds, awkward silence where
Also-
we stare into their soul.
No, this is just also like the TO podcast hour because I used to TO for Splatoon. So I kind of know a thing or two, and of course, Brick chatting over here is TO warlord for all things Nassel right now, among other things. Have
Yeah.
you done other things?
Not too much. I did small assistance with OSAS, but that's 99% Jack Ryan.
Yeah.
I basically just said, hey, we'll set you up and get you your stream. I did one tournament back in beta, the Arcadian, which was a tournament, tournament for non-tournament winners, which was fun. But yeah, NASL is my big like recurring, like I don't know how to say weekly, but that's my thing. So. All right,
We're just slowly getting updates in the production chat, and Leari just said we are very close to being done. Hopefully, last point, and then proceeds to say Kainu own gold.
a very big thank you for Kainu for speeding up this process. Thoughts
Huge,
and prayers go out
actually.
to him and his families. And yeah, excellent. Well, going in, own goaling himself into round 2 between Quest Esports and Kitten Hunters. Hopefully we'll be able to get that started in just a second. Well, something that we absolutely love to see.
So there might be a world where that was hopefully last point, and it was like 2-1, set 5, or 2 sets to 1 in goal 5. And then because Kainu owned gold, they're going to another set. Is Liari streaming? Liari is currently streaming. Okay,
Well,
the game is over. The
all
game
right.
did just finish.
All right, whew, jump scare for a second, Jesus. Well, unfortunately, I'll have to put away my Watch for Falling Rocks 0.5 presses commentated video for now. But we'll be able to get into our game very, 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 very soon. I'm sure. Surely, certainly real. Well, while we do that, I'm excited. You know what? Do we have the stats from last game? We could do a brief rundown of that, maybe see what strategies might be pulled out. I don't know if we get to see that, but
I just pulled up Liari's stream and she did not show the stats screen.
this is so sad.
But I do know that it was the Kitten Hunters that ended up winning that one, I think. Or
Okay,
actually, it
well,
was mostly the Kitten Hunters. Because Cardinals was playing in the game.
whoa!
But I
Update.
can't tell what team Cardinals was playing for.
Oh, so
I
you could have
guess
been on either.
Maybe Cardinals was in for Gumi so that Gumi's PC could not explode so that Gumi could play for this tournament?
A very, very likely theory. I mean, we've got a mystery on our hands.
I have no idea what's going on, but we are getting into game here. Huge.
Huge. Never thought I'd see the day.
Never thought I'd see the day. Not like one of the round 4 matches is already finished at this point. Oh no. All right, here we are, folks. It's round 4. IME's app is the pick. Again, remember, winner here likely advances to top 6. Loser here is likely eliminated from the tournament. So pretty heavy stakes as we get set up here on IME's app. And it's the Finny Pan away from the Kitten Hunters. They don't want any hijinks going on here.
Yeah, and I know that Gumi already is such a big hater of the Finny, absolutely detests playing its character, so it does make sense that Kitten Hunters going into this game would send out that ban. Looks like it is Amy's app, and Kainu has a very, very strong Rasmus. Would not be surprised to see that, and it looks like Quest Esports answering Erasmus in kind. We might be able to see a bit of a fishing contest going out. And this time, the apple being turned into the pond. I think I will be referring it to as the pond whenever we have Erasmus mirror on the map. So we'll see what fish they could catch out today. It looks like it'll be pretty big.
You had lost me there for a bit. I was like, what kind of apple turns into a pond? I was thinking literally, and I had forgotten that we were on IME's app, and you had just completely lost me. I'm like, what? What is he saying?
Well,
oh my.
We've learned it today, and look at that. Yeah, see, it kind of looks like a pond, you know, like if you replace the digital falling things with like water.
It's a glitch. It should be water, actually. That's
true. Yeah, it should be water, really.
6 aerials for our starter awakenings. Everyone picks it up here. And hey, might as well. A little bit further on the projectiles across the board, including on those Rasmus hooks, looking for more fishing opportunities. But a nice pass here up to Liari, and the cross up down to the bottom corner puts the Kitten Hunters up on the board first.
Yeah, and Hamster Quest not able to intercept that pass, giving Liari an excellent opportunity to do a mix-up on Lily Bunny, get that first goal. And yeah, with this aerial start, we're going to see some projectiles flying around. Oh, and the first line is cast. Unfortunately, no catch today. Kainu will be going home hungry, though he will be taking a goalie barrier for his troubles. Fortunately, Lilybun and Hamster Quest able to clear it out, trying to get it to switch, but Liari winning the strike war on Hamster Quest, able to send it into the corner pocket. 2-0 already for the side of Kitten Hunters.
2-0 up again, and hey, look, those passing plays keep coming through. As long as they can continue finding these connections, hopefully they will continue sending these goals back, but we'll see if there are slight adjustments made in positioning from Quest Esports now. It's actually Hamster Quest jumping on top of Kainu, taking a lot of stagger there. It's rather low, will be forced to play a little more defensively. Now, nice core flip from Liari, sends it around. The core flip from Lilybun, meanwhile, the other barrier goes down a little easier. Now, Molten Bolt almost finds the mark, but won't clear it into the net for now. Kainu forward once again. Giga Blast tries to get it around this turret. Will for a moment, but here comes Switch, looking for Hamster Quest as well. Giga Blast out, but still collected by Liari. Awkward core flip angle here, but it'll find Switch nonetheless. Now Summer Swept forward, denied and cleared away from Gumi. There's the first one that'll find its mark, as Switch will be the one to find the KO on the Kainu first. Hamster Quest trying to find a pass forward, but no, Gumi is forward with the energy burst there as well. Takes a couple of weird bounces, still momentum here, especially for Hamster Quest, but no, Switch is now going to be the one KO'd off into the net. And we are now in overtime. Gumi forward here, Liari now playing the goalie position for a moment. Looking for the pass around, Giga Blast out. Gumi still emoting on the forward with the barrage down to the bottom corner. And the Kitten Hunters will pick up the first set.
Yeah, and one huge kind of issue that the side of Quest Esports had to deal with is that Switch was level 1 for for basically most of the set, unable to actually cast his own line to catch any fish. He was actually able to get 1 KO there at the end, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough to swing the tempo of the set. So the first set goes out to Kitten Hunters. Extra special picked up to deny Switch that, extra special from Lilybun there to deny Switch's extra special, something that would be very, very useful for Erasmus to have. Glass Cannon, though, taken in return, likely to deny the enemy goalie, I believe. Hot shot coming out from Hamster Quest. Not a super great pick on the Amy, especially on something where you want to get from more KOs, but you will always take those reduced cooldowns, especially on something like the Firewall Sentry. And actually, almost the Lion Cast catching Hamster Quest, but actually being saved by, I believe, Gumi's Giga Blast. Unfortunately, Gumi's more of a catch and release type of guy, though Kainu, or Switch, able to find a KO on Liari in the pond. Looks like we've got some eatings tonight. Hamster Quest going for the goalie attempt and a Strike War win going through Gumi's barrage, able to sink it in. I believe the barrage from Gumi wasn't exactly perfect, which is what it needed to be. Though we'll be going into the next set here. It looks like Coralie spawning on the top side. Immediately fished out. Hamster Quest going home, going to be cooked up and served for dinner. Switch SSB trying to desperately get it out, not able to be enough. Lily cannot clear it. Gets hit by the Molten Bolt, though the damage has been nerfed, won't do as much. Switch, an excellent pull on the core, able to secure a goal barrier mix-up on Gumi. Liari with Ascension, though, going for a scoring attempt, and Kainu himself. Look at that. You know, what type of fish do you think they have in the pond? It's probably tuna. I'm good. I'm looking for some tuna right now. I need to go eat sushi. Hamster Quest trying to intercept the pass, unable to do it. Kainu with a scoring attempt. Lilybun able to send it out. Liari trying to sink it in, not able to do it as well. Lilybun does have flip as it does get sent by onto the side of Kit Hunters. Ooh, pull goes wide. Lilybun going to core, bounces it off the pond. Switch not able to get in the goalie attempt to Kainub on the offensive. Liari and Kainub almost have flip. Gumi forced to pull his in order to save it. Switch now putting on the offensive himself, being almost sent off. Hamster Quest barely missing with a cyber swipe. Liari trying to send it in with core flip, just barely doesn't get the angle. Kainub casting his own line, trying to hit stun Lilybun, and core flips it into the net. Excellent, right through Hamster Quest and Lilybun. And you know what? What fish would you like to go for?
Well, what I will say is that if it is tuna, that would explain why Hamster Quest has gone down there once or twice, and would also check out what the bait is that the Kitten Hunters are using to find the Aimi KOs. And now Liari finds a quick one here as well, and it's already another set point for the Kitten Hunters. The momentum is not stopping, even despite the fact that we've seen some long rallies in the past before.
Yeah, and maybe... Oh, and Kainub able to just keep momentum going, taking Switch SSV off the map. Lilybun trying to clear it. Good strike timing, able to send it out, but an excellent angle from Liari, able to get that goalie barrier.
Now forward here. Giga Blast keeps up the pressure. Liari's still there, but a barrage from Lilybun will still save it. Hamster Quest uses the core flip defensively there as well, but Gomi's still in position here, so far forward as the rotations continue to come in for the Kitten Hunters. Kainub looks for the core, but can't find it on the pendulum swing. There's the lock and load forward to Gomi, who sends it to the top corner. And it's the Kitten Hunters that'll take the set again and send us to our second carousel.
Yeah, and it looks like Gumi has actually evolved into Sligu there. Kind of, I believe, when Gumi does hit... what level is it? Hold on, I gotta search this up really quick. You know, I can't find it. You know, Gumi has an alternate account where he plays forward. It's called Sligu, which is why I'm saying he evolved for this matchup, positioning so far forward. You saw at the end of the set, he actually did have core flip, so if he needed to, he could definitely force it in using that energy burst. Though, looking at draft really quick, specialized trading out for the side of Kainub, that means he'll be able to basically fish from anywhere he wants and pull people from the pond, into the wall, wherever he wants, whatever angle he wants. And that's a very huge pickup for that Rasmus coming into potentially the final set. Hamster Quest going on the offensive with the Firewall Sentry, not able to find the goalie barrier. Switch facing the same fate. Lilybun trying to clear it. Switch winning the strike war against Kainub, going on the offensive again, wins another strike war. Gumi able to clear it out pretty easily though. Hamster Quest looking a little low right now. One pull will send him off the map though. Liari is also in a similar position, forced the blow dodge, staggered though with no dodge. Her days may be numbered as she gets sent into the pond. Looks like a bit of a splashdown. Will need a draft before coming back. 9 seconds on that timer. Switch SSB trying to get the goal barrier, but goalie able to clear it. Gumi going on the offensive again. He's hit his evolution button again with the core flip though, not able to get it this time, and Kainub just can't defend against the Firewall Sentry and Switch. Switch winning a strike board, going on the offensive again, and oh, just like that, Hamster Quest going off the map, and an excellent pull from Raz almost gets a goal. Good barrage from Gumi, able to save it. Clears it up to Liari. Lilybun going on the offensive, passes it to Switch, but not able to capitalize on that. Hit stun almost gets it, but it looks like a barrier goes down from the side of Quest Esports. Gumi trying to dribble up. Barrage sends it up. He has core flip. He's going to send it in, but the Firewall Sentry blocks it out. Hamster Quest trying to desperately bring the ball onto the enemy side of the court. Switch again, dribbling, trying to get that last bit of meter. Kainub on the offensive as well. He has his own flip. Will he be able to get to it? He does. He gets it, send it. Lilybud, excellent Corville with the save. Excellent reaction time. Hamster Quest sending it up again. Glitch Pop does not connect. Lilybud passing it up, trying to get to Switch so that he can do it. Switch is literally one hit away from core flip. Send it to this man. Send it to this man. Oh wait, maybe two. But they're trying to get it. Oh, and Liara able to intercept that pass and send it in. Lilybud's barrage not coming out in time. 1-0 on potentially the last set of this game.
So close with that save as well. Lilybud was able to send it away so many times and even keep it away from the Kitten Hunters in many of those power play moments. It's pretty strong midfield control here for Quest Esports, but even still, the marks have been able to be found, but there's a nice one coming in from Switch at the top of the goal box. Sends one back with a core flip himself, and Quest is not out yet. Still looking to fight this one back because, again, they don't want to just leave it up to fate on whether or not they make it into top 6 here. See if they can, but now Kainu finds a strike to the barrier already in this one. Pulled back though by Switch. Barrage comes out of Gumi here. Now Kainu trying to find the pendulum swing, but it's just out of reach. Now on the dribble, looking for the bottom corner. It'll find the corner itself. Kainu tries to whiplash forward there, and it goes up to Liari, who's in position to put it back. Match point now for the Kitten Hunters.
Yeah, and if I recall, that means we're looking at potentially a 1-1 finish from both teams, as I believe Hamster Quest took the game in the other tournament. Whoa, and immediately, though, Kainu looking for fishing, able to score, and the goalie barrier goes down. Things are looking grim all of a sudden for the side of Quest Esports, and Liari, good shotgun, able to get the correct bounce where she was able to save it. Hamster Quest keeping the ball forward. He does have flip if he wants to. Firewall sentry goes down, hopefully getting some of that pressure up. Though Gumi able to keep it out. Defend Switch though does good with a good primary. Able to get that goal barrier. Hamster Quest in front of the net with the core flip. Able to pass, not intercepted by Kainu. Oh, and the hit stun from Lilybud. Oh, and the glitch pop from Hamster Quest, able to save it. Unfortunately, Lilybud pays that save with her life, but an excellent cyber swipe from Hamster Quest, putting in that goal. Gumi caught, unfortunately, on the bottom side of the net. What a crazy rally. What a crazy save from the side of Quest Esports. Absolutely nuts.
Race plays back and forth, and hey, at the speed at which Omega Strikers move, you've got to be ready to adapt for any moment. Hamster Quest finds the mark there, and now, once again, keeps Quest Esports alive for now. And Switch looking for the goal barrier. Can't find it with the whiplash, and doesn't connect to the pendulum swing either, but it's still a power play opportunity nonetheless. But it's still Kainu on the bottom corner, dribbling to himself, and the core flip will find the net. 3-0 for the Kitten Hunters, despite it being well fought for Quest Esports. It'll be the Kitten Hunters staying alive here.
Yeah, I mean, incredible. That was a crazy rally in that second to last point, but unfortunately, it just wasn't enough. The control from Bounty Hunters, the scoring conversions from Kainu and Liari were just too much, and it looks like Kitten Hunters will be advancing to the next round. And just a quick thing, 7 KOs from the side of Kainu, actually. He's going to be taking home 7 entire fish home tonight. Be able to feed his whole extended family with that one. Be able to get a sushi bar and maybe a roast. I don't know how he.
I don't know how I feel. Okay, I don't know
how
I feel about this bit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now you're just assuming that he's serving up the enemy strikers. Anyway,
that's fair.
Well fought from Quest Esports, but look, very hard to say that a combination of 2/3 bounty hunters is going to be the underdogs heading into this one. And Liari joining this roster as well. Incredibly strong midfielder in her own right in addition. So not exactly surprising to see the result that we saw. And again, their ability to continue capitalizing on some of these points when they have those goal opportunities. Just find the unpredicted play, find that tight corner to the top side or bottom side, either or. So much worked well for the Kitten Hunters here in that last match, and sometimes only so much you can do on the defensive side if you are Quest Esports, especially there, as you saw in the replay with Lilybud getting sent away so far, and then eventually KO'd. They end up with that point in that second one because of that crazy rally, but nonetheless, great work all around, and it'll still be the Kitten Hunters, like I said, most likely advancing. I think there might be a world where Quest gets safe with tiebreakers or something of the sort, depending on how this shakes out. But yeah, should be should be interesting to see what ends up happening here.
Yeah, absolutely well played. Excited to see both of these teams in the future, and especially a shout out to the side of Hamster Quest with basically these two players up with Switch SSB and Lilybun coming kind of to the top post release. Excited to always see some new names running around in the scene. So hats off to them.
Well, folks, that is probably going to do it for our coverage of Amplify's Omega Strike #1 for now. The reason I say that is because in about 40 minutes, it'll be the Sundubu Strikers versus Otaku Hideout taking the pitch for their Nassau West losers semifinals match, where the loser takes 4th place and the winner has the chance to challenge for a higher spot on the podium. So that'll be exciting. Stick around to make sure that you catch that. And then maybe we'll see if we've still got it in us to cover the rest of this event, depending on how much longer the event goes. But we'll keep you all in the loop, of course, at the end of that broadcast. Brickbat, thanks for joining us for the broadcast here. A little impromptu Omega Strikers cast this afternoon.
Yeah, it was super fun though. Always a pleasure to cast with the K goat, as people are saying.
I don't know about that.
Well, regardless, it was very fun. Always a pleasure to be here on the casting desk. So thanks for having me, I guess.
Yeah. Thank you all for tuning in. And of course, shout out to Amplify, of course, running this event. This was not a BIS production. I say BIS instead of BIS because it stands for something else. But folks, like I said, get yourself, I'm going to go grab some dinner, certainly. And then I'll be back and we'll all be back to sit down and watch the Nassau match we've got coming up. So don't go anywhere, or do go anywhere, and be back at the top of the hour for more Omega Strikers action. We'll see you all then.